Hey everyone, before we start, do this for me. Look around the room you're in. The door. The windows. The corners you usually ignore. Now imagine this, someone was already inside, before you even got home. You wake up in the middle of the night. Not because of a sound. Not because of a dream. But because something feels wrong. Your body knows it before your mind does. You don't move. You just listen. And then a sound. Inside your house. When you finally look, you see him. A shape in the dark. Standing still. Watching you. This isn't fiction. For more than a decade, this was real. Across California, people were being hunted by someone they couldn't see, couldn't predict, and couldn't stop. A man with no face, no identity, no pattern anyone could understand. They called him the East Area Rapist, the Visalia Ransacker, the original Night Stalker. But at the beginning, he was just already inside. Mid-1970s. It starts quietly. Break-ins. Missing coins. Jewelry. Small, meaningless objects. Nothing that screams danger. But something is wrong. Because nothing about this is rushed. Whoever is doing this is staying, opening drawers, moving personal items, walking through people's homes like he belongs there. Sometimes taking nothing important, and sometimes leaving something behind. Like a message no one can decode yet. Investigators slowly realize this isn't theft. This is practice. He's studying floor plans, learning routines, watching who lives alone and who doesn't. He knows when lights go off. He knows when people sleep. He's not breaking into homes. He's preparing them. And then it starts. The attacks. Women, alone, at night. No forced entry. No warning. No chance. And in many cases, he was already inside before they went to bed. One survivor later said she heard something in her house and stayed frozen in her room for over an hour. Not moving. Not breathing. Because leaving the room felt more dangerous than staying. He was there the entire time, waiting for silence. When he strikes, it's immediate, controlled, precise. He takes over everything in seconds. He binds his victims. He removes all control from the room. And if there's a man in the house, it becomes something even worse. He forces him down, places dishes on his back, and whispers, if they fall, "I'll kill you." Then he moves through the house. Slow, calm, focused. Like he knows every corner already. And then something no one could explain. He cries. Not performance. Not manipulation. Real, broken sobbing. Like something inside him is collapsing for just a moment. But the violence never stops. By the late 1970s, the scale becomes undeniable. At least 50 sexual assaults. Over 100 burglaries. Entire communities living in fear of night itself. People start locking everything. Double-checking doors. Installing alarms. sleeping with lights on. It doesn't matter. Because he doesn't break in. He slips in. Or worse, he never left. Then the phone calls begin. Days later, weeks later, sometimes months. The phone rings. They answer. Silence. Then breathing. Then a voice. Low. Calm. I'm going to kill you. Sometimes he says nothing at all. Just listens. As if hearing their fear is enough. And one detail survivors never forget. Sometimes there would be laughter in the silence. Soft. Almost amused. Then it would cut off. And they would be left alone with it. And then everything escalates. He moves. New cities. New victims. Same pattern. Same control. But now, he stops leaving survivors. Couples are attacked in their homes. At night. No warning. No escape. Bound. Controlled. Silenced. And then, death. No witnesses. No identity. No trace. He becomes something else. Not a man. Not a criminal. A presence. Something people whisper about, but never see. And investigators start noticing something disturbing. He's not just careful. He's ahead. He avoids patrols. He predicts response times. He moves like someone who understands the system. And that leads to one terrifying question. What if he knows how this works? Not guesses. Not luck. Knowledge. Suddenly, he's not just invisible. He's prepared. Years pass. The attacks continue. And then they stop. No arrest. No final scene. No explanation. He just disappears. And that's when the fear changes. Because when a killer is active, you fear what he'll do. But when he vanishes, you fear something worse. That he never stopped. That he just blended in. Think about it. A neighbor. A coworker. Someone standing behind you in line. Completely normal. Completely forgettable. Someone you would never look at twice. And for decades, that's exactly what he was. The case goes cold. Files get archived. The world moves on. But the truth didn't disappear. It was waiting. Because there was one thing he couldn't outrun. DNA. A trace he left behind without knowing. Silent. Invisible. Forgotten. 4 years, it meant nothing. Technology wasn't ready. But eventually, it caught up. Genetic genealogy. Family connections. Digital reconstruction of identity. Investigators stop chasing a suspect and start tracing a family line. And slowly, a name begins to form. Not a monster in the dark. Not a ghost. A man. With a life. A past. A career. A family. Someone who lived for decades, undetected. And when the truth finally surfaced, it didn't look like horror. It looked ordinary. And that's the part that stays with you. Because the most dangerous people don't look dangerous. They don't hide in shadows. They live in daylight, right next to you. So let me ask you again. Right now, are you sure you're alone? Because for years, people were sure too. Lights off. Silence. And somewhere in the dark, someone might be watching. If you want more stories like this, subscribe to Rulik Enigmas. Because here, we don't just tell stories. We make you feel them.